All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us for a very special Facebook Live session of the Watercraft Journal. In case you have not seen what we're doing, I've teased it a couple times already, is that we're here with RIVA Racing at their private test lake. I'm here with, obviously, Dave Bamdas of RIVA Racing, and of course, Jerry Gaddis of Greenhulk. And we just spent the last couple hours beating the heck out of these really amazing modified RIVA limited edition FX1800R WaveRunners. And, well, what do you think?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Huge improvement over the stock ski. The stock ski was already really good in handling for a stock ski, but we found that when we started pushing the limits, getting these skis a little bit faster than 73, 74 miles an hour, some weird things were happening with the handling. They were getting real squirrely, and the ride plate was actually holding it back, preventing it from achieving a higher speed. RIVA came up with a completely new design ride plate and intake rate that completely transformed the ski.
And sponsons.
And sponsons. And I might note that the ski we tested today, the sponsons are in the middle position. And this
yeah, not even all the way.
Yeah.
How many position settings are there? There's 4, 5?
3.
There's 3. Okay,
3.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
But in the middle position, this thing turns like it's on rails. If you're not holding on tight, it will throw you off. I can't even imagine if the sponsons were all the way down. Like Jesus Garcia said, you'd need a special seat to hold you in place because the G-forces would be that great. But incredible handling, and very, very good throttle response, acceleration. As far as top speed, I'm a big guy, about 250 pounds. I got 83.2 on GPS. Jesus hopped on the ski right after me and did 83.5.
And it's heat soaked.
And it's important to say, it's after she's all warmed up.
Oh, yeah.
And when it's out of the gate, it's going to be 84, 85 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Once it's heat soaked, that's our claim, and that's what they do, 83 miles per hour. And this is basically our Stage 2 kit for the 2019 Yamaha FX. Stage 2 kit plus a lot of other enhancements that are done more for the creature comforts, the steering.
Well, part of your limited package, which you guys had for 4 or 5 years now, is there's the decal kit that makes it look like it came from the factory that way.
That's correct.
Then all the neat anodized parts that really kind of add a really neat look to it. So it's an awesome package. I mean, it really looks really something unique. It's not like you can just do this yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been doing a limited edition build for the last 5 years at RIVA Racing. So every year it's been a Yamaha, and it started with the Yamaha FZR platform,
that's right,
the FZR SVHO, and then we moved on to the GP1800 for the last couple of years, which was 16, 17, actually probably 3 years.
Yeah, it's been 3 years, because there was the blue and orange and white one, and then red, white, and blue, which was cool.
Right.
There's another one. Was there red, black?
3 years of GP. Well, anyway, we went from we built a GP1800 limited edition for a couple of years, and now for 2019 we had a lot of input from our customers and actually from our development staff. They said, let's do something different. Let's move on to this new FX platform for a change. We still have a lot of demand for modified GP1800s, but this FX platform is so exciting. Has that tried and true Yamaha 1.8 liter SVHO engine, but this hull is sort of a stretch GP with a lot of other creature comforts.
Well, if you don't mind me cutting you off, I was going to say is that a lot of us reviewing it said, man, there's so much DNA that's carried over from the GP, and some guys are like, oh, it's just a big version of the GP. It's interesting because I would say that below the lower strake, it's almost all GP, but what we've seen out there is really, I don't want to say above the GP, but a really interesting moderation of the GP. A lot of our readers and a lot of guys on Greenhulk are saying, oh man, the GP beats you up because it's such a lightweight, it's lightweight and it's just a go throttle. But the FX kind of has that very forgiving feel, that it's absorbing a lot of the chatter, it's absorbing a lot of the turbulence, and so you're not feeling worn out, but it's doing everything the GP did.
Yeah, it handles a lot like the GP, but a lot more refined.
Right.
A lot easier to control. Gives you a lot more confidence.
Especially in the ocean. That thing just plows through.
Right. Just tracks like just a straight line.
So yeah, we decided to use the FX platform for our new build this year. We're building 25 of these limited edition Watercraft.
Okay.
Production line style, they're all identical.
Cool.
Each one is serial numbered. There's a plate on top of the valve cover that says 1 of 25, 2 of 25, 3 of 25. And there's a lot of nice cosmetic upgrades, a lot of performance upgrades. Actually, the list.
Yeah, here. I got a cheat sheet.
I'll go through the cheat sheet.
Sorry, so I had my drink on it.
Yeah,
just hold it down.
So we start with a 2019 Yamaha FX, not the Cruiser, the standard model. We reflashed the ECU with our Map Tuner X programming system. So we have reprogrammed the ECU for optimum performance. We have the RIVA power filter kit installed, which is our air intake system. So you're feeding more cold air to your supercharger. Engine breather upgrade kit is installed, which basically takes the hot air from your engine vent and it puts instead of injecting it back into your air intake system, it gives it a separate breather.
Gotcha.
We have our power cooler, the new RIVA power cooler, which is our intercooler system.
Right. And you have one.
I actually have one here.
We're doing a little show and tell here. Okay, here we go. Check this out.
This is all new for 2019. This is the, it's fine.
Sorry.
This is the new RIVA intercooler or power cooler for all Yamaha SVHO and SHO engines. And the improvement, we had a Gen 2 intercooler before this. We've moved on to this Gen 3 design, which has a lot of advantages. First of all, huge core.
Right, yeah. That's massive.
Greatly increased core. This core is rated for 600 horsepower.
Okay.
I mean, it has great thermal efficiency. It has very low impedance of loss of any bruise pressure is minimal due to the very advanced core design.
Okay.
Billet end tanks. These are not stamped end tanks. These are billet, so they can hold up high pressure water without ballooning. Very cool design. We have the big tile 50mm blow-off valve.
And that's integrated. That wasn't before, right?
Right. This is integrated, and this comes standard with this kit.
All right.
And
it's not a separate item.
Not a separate item. You can buy this without the valve if you have a valve already.
Sure.
But we have a great package price with the valve.
Okay.
Has an integrated flush kit, so if you're riding in salt water, you can flush the intercooler separately to keep the core really clean. And what's neat about this cooler is it mounts up to your OEM air filter bracket inside the hull. And actually, we're starting to include a aluminum bracket next week to give it a little bit more adjustability for the FX hulls. So you'll have that option of using the OEM bracket or our included aluminum bracket.
Now, this is exclusive for the FX, or is this an application that's going to be found on the GP as well?
This fits all Yamaha 1.8 liter supercharged Watercraft. That includes the FZR series, the old FXs, the new FXs, the GP1800s. One kit fits all the models. And the optional valve bracket. Eric, could you bring me some the blue hoses, the supercharger hoses?
Okay, so that bracket actually lets you put it on an old FZR or a previous FX.
Same kit bolts up to all the Yamaha supercharged kits. And this is one of the key components in our limited edition machines and a key component in our Stage 2 Yamaha kit.
Got everything.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, the kit includes all the necessary silicone hoses.
Oh, it's coming with the hoses too?
Yes.
Yeah, everything.
Wow.
All turbo rated, custom formed, non-perforated hose clamps, really good quality stainless hose clamps. All the mounting hardware is top notch.
Cool.
Really nice kit.
Very cool. All right.
Our racers are using this. Our racers are using the same intercooler on the track.
Right.
Brian Baldwin and Phil Pope are out there kicking ass with this in the open classes and the GP classes.
This is only a couple months old, right?
We introduced it at the very end of 2018.
Okay.
So just very new to the market.
All right.
So that's the power cooler. Going back to our list. Sorry. We have the engine cooling upgrade kit, which enhances the cooling to the engine. We replaced the factory retainers, the steel retainers on your valves with titanium retainers.
Right.
These are lighter weight, and they're stronger.
Right.
So when we're revving the engine at a higher RPM, it just makes for safe operation. We do a supercharger shaft upgrade kit. We work with HKS, which is the original manufacturer of the Yamaha supercharger, and we've come up with a really nice design. And when we're spinning this engine at higher RPMs, it just makes it bulletproof.
Good.
Actually, our Stage 2 kit if you just buy the Stage 2 kit, does not include the shaft. It's not required.
Oh, okay.
But just as an extra measure of reliability with this complete package, we're adding the shaft.
Okay, and that's a new feature. That wasn't before, right?
No, it's been on our limited edition. It's been standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, it's worth noting that anytime you upgrade the supercharger impeller, you're going to want to use the RIVA shaft kit. Not only is the shaft stronger, it also provides additional oil flow to the supercharger bearing.
Oh,
right,
good.
right. And it's going back to the supercharger, our limited edition FX is running the stock supercharger impeller. So we're going 83 miles an hour with that incredible acceleration that you guys felt by just winging up the RPMs and with this big intercooler with the stock supercharger impeller.
Dang.
But like Jerry says, anytime that you're upgrading that supercharger impeller, because we offer a 17-pound wheel, a 20-pound wheel, and a 24-pound wheel supercharger
The only
impeller.
thing you're doing is the shaft upgrade.
Right, you will want to upgrade that shaft. We've replaced the fuel injector rail, the fuel rail, with our RIVA billet rail, which is more for cosmetics on this application, because we've kept the injector stock in this application. And then the water box is stock on this machine, so she's not too loud, but we have one with the rear exhaust. The rear exhaust is nice. It looks great on the back of the ski, and it gives a nice throaty tone, and it keeps your pump cavity clean, because you know that an exhaust coming out, instead of blowing into your pump cavity, it's coming straight out the back.
Yeah, it sounds really good too.
Right. From a handling standpoint, the key to this new handling package is our new ride plate. I don't have one. We only have 2 or 3 of them in existence, and they're on these skis that you guys rode right now. Our foundry's churning them out as we speak. But
that was a key component when it came to solving the handling issues at speed.
Absolutely.
With the FX.
Absolutely. Anything over 70, 71 miles an hour with this new FX, you'll want to go with our new ride plate, because the stock ride plate puts her on the nose a little bit. And I mean, for a stock machine, the stock ride plate's fine. But once you start modifying it, our new ride plate and sponson combination is just
perfect. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely glued to the water. I mean, especially for a full-size ski and 2 big guys. I couldn't believe it.
Part of the hookup that you guys felt is our top loader intake grate. Now, this top loader intake grate was designed for the previous generation FX that started in 2012.
Yeah.
So the 12 through 18 FX was using this intake grate, this RIVA cast aluminum intake grate. But it works fantastic on the 19 also.
All right.
So we didn't have to change anything. I mean,
bolt pattern's the same.
Bolt pattern's the same.
Get out of town.
The ramp is ideal. So this one intake rate fits 12 through 19 FX and works fantastic. But as I said, the ride plate is all new for the 2019 hull, and our sponsons are all new for the 2019 hull.
And that has the pump seal kit, or the seal kit too.
Correct. We offer a pump seal kit.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to point out. You guys are going to want the pump seal kit that helps seal the intake grate against the transom plate. It prevents cavitation, which can be a real problem on these skis when you start increasing the power like we're doing here with a Stage 2 or especially a Stage 3 ski. So definitely, if you get the intake grate, get the pump seal kit that goes with it.
And seal it up good with silicone, and then it's zero cavitation situation. So we talked.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. So we're talking about the handling package as far as what's touching the water, which is the intake grate, the ride plate, the sponsons. Again, the sponsons are loosely based off our GP sponsons, but the backing plates are all new and the fin profile's new. So it is completely different sponson for the FX.
You know, I was talking to the guys, and RIVA spent almost 2 weeks solid really hammering on making sure that the sponsons were right and that the ride plate was right. And
2 months.
2 months. Excuse me, 2 months. I said 2 weeks. 2 months straight. So I mean, that's a lot of. I mean, that's a lot of man hours. That's a lot of testing time. So
my guys spent so many trips back. This is our test lake here. They basically have a little cot in the room over there. For 2 months, they were coming back and forth, trying different ride plates, different intake grades, different sponsons, and we nailed it. And when we nailed it, we flew our racers in here. We flew Brian Baldwin and some of the other guys. And they not only tested it on the lake. We brought them out to the ocean in the rough stuff. We brought them out to the Atlantic Ocean, and they were all smiles. They loved it. They loved it.
Yeah, I talked to Brian before, and we did the story on the Watercraft Journal, and Brian's like, "This is the ski that I'm riding this year. This is going to be."
He'll be racing this ski, this FX 2019 FX, at the P1 racing, series, which is kicking off next month, and we're building his race boat right here at RIVA.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, cool.
Along with Phil Pope and the rest of our team out there. Now, talking about ergonomics.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, pump impeller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're running the Solus 1318
All right.
pump impeller. The pitch is 1318, and we're spinning 8,800 RPMs at 83 miles an hour.
All right.
So 8,800 RPMs, 83 miles an hour, and that's what Jerry saw on the GPS today, 83 plus miles an hour.
83.2.
Once-
Jesus hopped on it right after me and pulled a 83.5, but he's 100 pounds lighter than me.
So yeah, little bit more RPMs than that same impeller was spinning in the GP. It's interesting due to the pump tunnel design.
Okay.
This FX is, what is it, Jesus, about a couple hundred RPM higher?
Yeah.
About 200 RPM more in this hull than in the GP hull with the same stage 2 modifications.
Okay.
And the speed is maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles an hour slower than the same kit in a GP. But you're going 83 instead of 85.
Right,
or
but
86.
you're getting that firmer feel and that rider input.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so
it rides like a
it's
BMW
touring
sedan.
It's a fair exchange.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to your comments in just a
Yeah.
sec. Let's talk about this.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Let's talk about the steering. I'm sorry. One of my guys just wanted me to point out when it comes to our intercooler, going back to the Bauer cooler. As I said, it was designed to bolt up to the OEM air filter bracket.
Okay.
We've also developed an aluminum bracket that can replace the OEM air filter bracket. And starting in about a week or so, they're going to be included with the intercoolers, this bracket. So you could either use, it'll bolt up to your stock bracket, which is fine, or you could use this aluminum bracket, which gives you a little bit more adjustability, because we found that in some of the 2019 Yamaha FXs, there was some inconsistencies of where Yamaha put the deck on, and it gives us more clearance to adjust with this aluminum bracket. So if anybody has any clearance issues, we'll send you out a bracket at no charge.
Oh, great.
And they're going to come standard in the coolers now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bracket. I don't have the bracket here to show you, but it'll be online shortly. Going into the steering system, we developed this nice billet aluminum steering specifically for this new Yamaha FX.
Oh, so that's not going to be for the previous.
Well, we developed for the 19, but it just happens to backfit to 2012.
Wow. Okay.
So 12 through 19 FX takes this new steering, and it's a nice billet shaft. Comes with a steering arm. You have 3 positions to attach your steering cable to, so that influences the quick steer.
Right.
We had it in the middle for you guys driving today, which is the way we send out the limited editions. And it also includes this nice...
That's the cover plate.
This is the billet cover plate. I don't know if you can see, but it's engraved, and it seals up the top of the housing nicely when you remove the stock steering. And this will accept any standard 1 7/8 inch bars. Is it 1 7/8 bars? Like our RIVA racing bars clamp in there nicely. And it's a real nice system. It lets you put aftermarket bars on there, and it looks great. Okay. It takes all that bulky plastic stuff off.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, the nice thing is also it removes a lot of the factory slop, because I mean there's a lot of play in a factory system.
Much tighter tolerances.
Oh yeah,
much
certainly. Yeah, the rider input's really good. It's really solid, and because everything's a plastic. The production unit's a plastic piece. You're going to get a little bit of give. You're going to have a little bit of slop. And that really tightens it up. You still
retain the tilt function, though. Right. On the FX, which is nice.
Yeah. That whole head unit, you can tilt it all the way up, and that's 5 positions of adjustability. So if you're out in the ocean, you want to ride standing up, you just tilt it up, and it works great.
Right. Are there any? Can we look at any user?
Oh yeah. Okay, we're taking your questions now. So.
We're taking your questions, guys. So I apologize if we haven't answered them up to this point.
What do we got coming in through here? Guys, can we
can see it here.
Oh, can you see them on ours too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you.
All right. This is.
Answer the one now.
Oh, I got one here. Yes, Kevin is married. Kevin's married. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
I'm taken. Bring one to the mud bug, or I'm calling fake news.
We might be able to arrange.
Yeah, Jerry and I were talking about that over dinner last night.
That would be really cool. That'd be a lot of fun.
Very possible. The question is, how much time to install the kit that's on this Watercraft? So for the engine kit alone, guys, what would you say, Jesus, to install a RIVA Stage 2 kit? Not the whole steering and everything, just the Stage 2 kit. Yeah.
5-6 hours?
So for a garage mechanic, it's a day. It's probably 6 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours to install the complete Stage 2 kit, not including the steering system or a seat cover.
Right.
I mean, I forgot to mention, this does have our limited edition seat cover on it. And graphics package.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll address this question here. Matt Glinsky, thanks for your question about the Lucky 13 cone. The kit does not come with that. That's more of like a tuner part and an optional part that you can add to the ski. and fine tune for your application, your riding environment, climate, and everything affects RPM. So Lucky 13 cone is something that you could install later, fine tune, get more out of it, better hole shot, better acceleration, and better top speed. It's a very, very proven part.
Yep.
There's over 1,000 people using these cones, and they all love them.
It's a great part.
Dave, I was curious. For the guy who's got the brand new 19 FX SVHO and the Cruiser, is everything available, or we're just? You said the plates are being made right now. The sponsons are being made right now too.
Good question. I guess the best way to say it is everything is available right now,
okay,
except for the following.
Okay.
The steering systems,
okay,
will be available in roughly 10 days.
Oh, great. Okay.
We're just packaging them now and getting the instructions finalized. So the steering systems are coming about 10 days. The sponsons were, I believe, within 2 weeks of being able to ship the sponsons. The intake rate's available now. The ride plate is the killer.
Sure.
Ride plate, we're still probably about 5 or 6 weeks out.
All right.
On the ride plate.
Yeah, I know you got a lot of demand.
Maybe 6 weeks on the ride plate. So we're pushing as quickly as we can because the ride plate really is key to this unit.
Certainly.
But I think just about everything else is available now.
But that's still pretty quick. I mean, that's still early season for a lot of rec riders.
Yeah, I mean, right now
you guys have been doing a really good job of getting things to market quickly. I want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
Going back to the billet steering, I was checking it out in Dave's office yesterday. If you want to see detailed pictures of that steering, go check out the Greenhulk forum or the Greenhulk Facebook pages. I took a few pictures and posted them there. Also want to let you know, you guys can save money on these RIVA parts in the Greenhulk store by using the Greenhulk discount code. So give us some consideration when you go shopping for these parts.
Well, that's awesome. I really appreciate you letting both Jerry and I play on your toys today. This was an absolute blast. For the Watercraft Journal, we're going to have a full write-up reviewing all the parts, listing everything, hyperlinking directly to RIVA and to Greenhulk. We also are going to have an episode on YouTube that we're going to be publishing with lots of rider footage and lots of action. And then we're also going to have Dave walking around the unit again, and we might even visit the RIVA Skunk Works that I love to sneak, poke in there and check things out and see what they're cooking up.
I'd like to check out the
Yeah, we'll get you guys over to the R&D center.
Yeah. Cool, awesome.
After you
Thank
sign
you.
your non-disclosure agreement.
Dang it.
So remember, whether you guys are interested in purchasing a complete limited edition FX1800R, or if you have your own FX, or if you think you're going to buy a 2019 FX, we have the complete performance package and all the parts available for that.
They can pretty much
you can get them through
replicate,
Greenhulk, you can get them through any of our dealers, you can get them through whatever, RIVA Racing parts.
Fantastic.
I want to answer a question from Josh.
Oh, we got another one.
Good question. This ski's currently turning 8,800 RPM on the stock injectors. So there's, go back to this. So there's no fueling upgrades such as injectors that are needed. But it's worth noting, because I know Matt asked the question earlier, what if we put a 20 PSI wheel on it? That would bring it to the level of a stage 3 kit. And what you do at that time is install the 1,000cc injectors, the billet fuel rail, so that you can install
and the rail's already on this.
The rail's on this limited edition. Also 3-bar map sensor, and Jesus has an incredible stage 3 tune for that setup.
Yeah. Jesus is our tuner, by the way.
Yeah. Jesus Garcia, he's fabulous, and it's worth noting that he writes all of his tunes with an O2 sensor on each of the cylinders. I don't think anybody else is doing that. So these tunes are perfect. They're nailed down. They're fine-tuned. They're perfectly written.
So that is the next step. Again, this is like Jerry's saying, this is the stage 2 kit on this engine. The next step is to go with the bigger injectors and the 20-pound wheel, and that's going to push her more into the mid-80s, more acceleration if you need more.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, it's kind of funny, because when I came off the FX1800R, I laughed. I said, this ski is so much more than the majority of most riders would ever possibly be able to handle. And then we start joking, and he's like, I'm thinking, hey, there's maybe 5 or 6 racers who could handle that machine as it is.
It's a rocket.
Yeah,
it's a rocket.
I mean, it's really a lot of watercraft. I mean, it's really a lot of machine. So, having attended the Greenhulk Mud Bug for 4 years now, I see a lot of guys who have a whole lot of machine that they're out there cruising it. So,
any last questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting texts from friends telling me to get off my phone. I'm reading your comments. That way we can answer. That's why I'm on my phone. So get off my back. Anyway, Josh, yes, it's still the stock map sensor. It's still using the stock supercharger impeller, stock fuel injectors. You only go with the 3-bar map sensor when you go to like stage 3, increase the boost with like an F1, F2, or F3 wheel.
Right.
Okay, well guys, thank you again for joining us. We're gonna wrap it up. We had a tremendous morning today. We got a lot more to film and a lot more to show you guys. Obviously, you'll be seeing more on the Watercraft Journal as well as on Greenhulk. And then of course, we do a lot of content sharing and a lot of announcements with RIVA. These guys are always cranking out stuff. So as soon as product is available, Dave never wastes a minute to let me know, and so we make an announcement. So guys, thank you again. We're gonna sign off. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.